CBT Nuggets Virtual Labs. Hey everyone, Garth Schulte here to guide you through one of the really cool premium features we have here at CBT Nuggets that will allow you to get some hands-on experience while you learn. Let's see what it's all about. A CBT Nuggets Virtual Lab contains all of the software used by the trainer in that course, fully licensed, meaning you can jump onto that machine or network of machines and play as if it were a production environment without having to be worried if you're going to break or ruin anything in a production environment. So it's a great way to reinforce what you learned by trying it out on your own and getting some hands-on experience. And because this is not you or your employer's equipment or software, you can treat it like the wild, wild west. Go in there, guns blazing, blow things up, and of course try to fix them as well, because that's a great way to learn. You know, you'll quickly learn how not to do things when you learn fearlessly, and that's what you can do inside of this environment. Because if you do blow something up, no big deal. You can just restart the lab, and it'll spin you up a new environment. All you need in order to access the CBT Nuggets Virtual Lab is a browser and a premium CBT Nuggets subscription. If a course supports a virtual lab, you can launch it from the right-hand side of the course page, and it'll launch right inside of your browser. In fact, why don't we walk through the process together right now? I'll show you a couple of ways that you can access virtual labs and what to do once you're in one. Now, if a course supports a virtual lab, here's a course recently done by yours truly, you will see it on the right-hand side of the course page. So you'll see virtual lab, you'll see a link, you click that, and these are HTML5 labs, meaning you don't need any extra equipment, no plugins, nothing. All you need is your browser. Once you launch that, it'll fire up in a new tab, and it'll launch in a little over a minute. Depends on how many machines are in the virtual lab. Some virtual labs have one machine or a couple of machines. This virtual lab here, this PowerShell 4, actually has a full 5-machine Active Directory network, so it takes a little over a minute to spin up all of those machines. And once they're all ready, we'll have access to all 5 of them here in this tab. Let me show you one other thing while this is spinning up here. If we go to cbtnuggets.com, whack virtual-labs, here is the page that consolidates all of the labs here. So these are all of the current labs. You can launch them from here. For instance, here's Sean Power's Chef Fundamentals course. I can hit Start Lab 1, and this is going to launch that lab in another tab. Look at that. So now I've got 2 virtual labs going. PowerShell one's almost done, and then the Chef Lab is just starting up. This one has a couple of machines in it as well. And this is a Linux network over here in the Chef Lab. This is a Windows network over here in our PowerShell lab. And we're in. So this is a very, very simple user interface to get the hang of, and how cool is it that we are in a network of virtual machines from our browser? Really nice. So on the right-hand panel over here is where you will access machines if there are multiple machines in your virtual lab, and you can easily just click on these to flip between them, and they'll give you the username and password for logging in. So let's take our DC Nugget. This is our domain controller here, and to send the Control-Delete, you need to drop down the Commands menu here and choose Control-Delete. You also have some other commands that you can send over there: cut, copy, paste, power. You have a virtual keyboard here if you want to access it, and lots of other Windows key commands. All right, so let's say that we wanted to log in as an administrator. Here it is. Here's the username. Here's the password. So let's just type that in there, and boom, we are on that machine. Really cool. And then you have full control of this UI as well. So if you wanted to hide this, you could do that, and you can still access all your machines with the top menu, which you can also hide. Other than that, there's not much more you can do with the UI. It's really that simple, other than commands, switch between machines, and you have some display options here as well. Now, the PowerShell lab in this case is really just providing you with the environment, the same environment that we use in the course. So other labs may have a lab manual associated with it. We head over to Sean's Chef course. It has a virtual lab manual that has some tasks and some challenges and some steps to do, and that's where this content tab will come into play. And there also may be a solution nugget at the end of the course that will walk you through all of the solutions to these tasks and challenges in the lab. So now that you know what virtual labs are all about, I encourage you to get in and try them out. They're a lot of fun, and stay tuned for more courses with virtual lab support in the future here at CBT Nuggets. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.